never runs. In the entire 1978 film, Michael Myers walks calmly, slowly at every moment. And yet, almost every person he encounters ends up dead. Which means one of two things is true. Either the victims were extraordinarily unlucky, or they kept making the same mistakes over and over again. Today, you are being sent into Haddonfield, Illinois. October 31st, 1978. You have one job: don't die. And the good news? You already have information that none of the characters in this film had. Here is exactly how you survive Michael Myers. Here's your situation. You are an ordinary person, no weapons training, no combat skills, placed into Haddonfield, Illinois on Halloween night. What you know, somewhere in this town, a 21-year-old man named Michael Myers has escaped from a psychiatric institution in Warren County. He has been missing since last night. The local sheriff knows. His psychiatrist, Dr. Sam Loomis, has been chasing him for 15 years and is already in town. What you don't know, where Michael is right now, who his specific targets are, or exactly when the attacks begin. What no character in this film knows, but you do. Michael does not have a motive you can negotiate with. He is not robbing anyone. He is not making demands. Dr. Loomis himself described him as having no reason, no conscience, no understanding. You cannot talk your way out. You cannot hide and wait for him to lose interest. Your only viable strategy is awareness, distance, and exit. Let's break down how you actually do that. What he can do. Michael Myers has superhuman pain tolerance. He gets stabbed, shot 6 times, and keeps moving. He is physically strong. The kills in this film are fast and decisive. He can appear and vanish within seconds. And he has spent 15 years studying Haddonfield through a single window. He knows the layout of this town better than almost anyone in it. What he cannot do, he cannot run. Or more precisely, he does not run. His entire method is based on patience and proximity. If you maintain distance, he has no mechanism to close it quickly. He also does not operate well against groups. Every single victim in this film is either alone or in a position where the people around them are distracted or unaware. He is a hunter built for isolated prey. His behavioral pattern, he watches first. He does not rush. He will observe from a distance, parked in a car, standing behind a hedge, watching from a yard, sometimes for hours. He selects targets who are distracted, intoxicated, or alone. He uses household objects as weapons. And he has one critical limitation that almost no one takes advantage of. He stops when he decides to stop. He does not pursue targets across town at speed. If you create enough physical distance and get to a populated location, you are almost certainly safe. His one absolute weakness: any victim who ran, any victim who maintained distance and kept moving, was not killed in the 1978 film. The threat required proximity. Take away proximity, and Michael Myers is a man in a mask walking slowly through a suburb. Your first priority on the morning of October 31st is information. By this point, a psychiatric escape has already been reported. The Warren County facility made the call. Sheriff Brackett knows. Dr. Loomis is already in town. This information is technically available. It just hasn't reached civilians yet, because the adults in this town are dramatically bad at sharing it, which I don't really understand why. Your first move: find Dr. Loomis. He is the single most informed person in Haddonfield. He knows Michael's patterns, his history, what he looks like, and where his instincts will take him. An alliance with Loomis puts you ahead of every other character in this film by several hours. Your second move: do not spend Halloween night alone, and do not spend it in the Wallace or Myers neighborhoods. These are Michael's instinctive territory. He gravitates toward the old Myers house and toward Judith's memory. The children in this film keep pointing at the Myers house all day. That was a warning nobody took seriously. Take it seriously. Your third move: no babysitting jobs tonight and no leaving your doors unlocked. The access point for every single attack in this film is an unlocked door or an open window. Eliminate that, and you eliminate Michael's preferred entry method entirely. By sundown, your strategy shifts to positioning. Stay in a group, not just near people, actually with people who are alert and paying attention. The deaths in this film follow a clear pattern. Isolation is the precondition. Bob goes to the kitchen alone. Annie is alone in the car. The moment a character separates from others, the clock starts. Do not separate. If someone in your group wants to go check something by themselves, you go with them or you stop them. Stay in lit, public areas. Michael avoids direct confrontation with multiple attentive adults. He is a predator that requires darkness and isolation to operate. A crowded, well-lit space with people who are actually paying attention is not his environment. Do not investigate strange sounds alone. This sounds obvious. It is apparently not obvious to anyone in Haddonfield. The correct response to seeing a strange figure standing in your yard is not to go outside. The correct response is to call the police and stay inside with the door locked. The phone works in this film. Use it earlier than anyone does. If you see a warning sign, a stolen car, a missing tombstone, Halloween decorations that weren't there this morning, call Sheriff Brackett immediately. These events happened before the violence, and they are all publicly observable. The victims had access to this information. They chose not to act on it. If you find yourself in direct contact with Michael Myers, the situation is serious, but not hopeless. Because of the one rule that governs every scene he appears in, he does not run. The moment you are aware of his presence, you move, not away from the nearest exit, toward it. Out the front door, into the street, toward any neighbor's house with lights on. You are yelling as you run. You do not stop to check if he's following. You do not go back for anything. You do not hide in a closet or under a bed. Containment is the worst possible choice against a threat that has unlimited patience. Laurie Strode survived this film not because she was extraordinary. She survived because she kept moving and she kept fighting back. She improvised weapons, she stayed loud, and she never fully stopped. Those decisions bought her the time for Loomis to arrive. Your version of this is simpler. You reach the street, you run, and you do not stop until you are in a building with other people. Michael's walking pace covers about 3 feet per second. A jogging adult covers roughly 6. At that differential, a 30-second head start puts almost 90 feet between you. He will not close that gap. He will not try. His pattern is not pursuit, it is selection. Once you are no longer the easiest target in the area, he redirects. Common mistakes. Let's be clear about what gets everyone killed in this film. Dismissing the warning signs. Laurie noticed something was wrong early. She told Annie. Annie laughed. The children told their parents about the man at the Myers house. The adults ignored them. The first survival rule in this scenario is that when multiple people independently report something strange, you treat it as real. Being alone. Every death in this film happens in isolation. Isolation is not just risky. In a Michael Myers scenario, it is the precondition for every attack. Never let it happen. Hiding instead of running. When Laurie hid in a closet, Michael found her in minutes. Hiding is a delay, not a solution. Distance is a solution. Assuming he's done. This is the error that almost ends Laurie. She stabs him with a knitting needle. He goes down. She stops. Never stop moving. Never assume you are finished. Get out of the building first, then assess. Not leaving town. The entire ending of this film hinges on the assumption that Haddonfield is worth staying in. It isn't. If a psychiatric escapee with a history of violence is reported missing in your town on Halloween night, you leave. A car and a highway solve this entire movie. Michael Myers is not unstoppable because he is powerful. He is unstoppable because of a system failure. Every person who had the information to prevent this chose not to act on it. Dr. Loomis warned the state disagreed. Dr. Loomis warned the sheriff was skeptical, the children warned the adults were dismissive. The authority loop failed completely, and that failure is what created the conditions for every death in this film. Your real advantage as someone transported into this scenario is not physical, it's informational. You know what Michael is. You know the authority loop is broken. You know the official response will be too slow and too skeptical. So you do not wait for the system to protect you. You act on what you know, you move to safety, and you help the people around you do the same. The idea that Michael is inevitable and unknowable only holds if you play by the rules of the film's world. If you treat him as a dangerous but predictable human being operating within physical limits, the survival math changes entirely. He walks. You run. That's the whole game. Michael Myers is one of the most studied villains in horror history and one of the most survivable once you stop being afraid of him and start analyzing him. He is not a monster. He is a man who walks slowly and selects easy targets. Take away the easy part, and you take away the threat. Next time, we go deeper into the 1980s. A different killer, a different set of rules, and a very different survival strategy. If you want to be ready, you know what to do. Subscribe and never hide below the bed.